boom, boom. Uh-oh!
Footy Scoops
in the six.
Here we go.
Here we go. Listen, what is this? What is this right here? We gotta say, oh, Canada.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
What?
indeed.
Let
Listen,
me-
they did it. Remember, I'm saying that to you. They did it.
You know what it is, but yo, introduce yourself now.
Listen,
Wait,
Mahit is right here. You know already. Najjah's right there. Come on now.
Let's get
That's what
into
we're
it.
doing. Listen, I said when I was out by Soccer Max out there in Vaughan, I said, oh, Canada. Because that match itself against Trinidad was probably the biggest match they've played for quite some time because of the significance of that match. Do you mean? Making sure they can get into the Copa America, making sure they can practice for the World Cup.
Let me tell
Hosting
you.
the World Cup. Hosting the World Cup, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you practice for that when you know you're guaranteed matches already? Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to be in a tournament that's gonna be pushing you. Boy.
No, 1,000%.
It
And
is.
I'll tell you, I had us on pins and needles, okay?
Yeah.
So I was down in Texas.
You're in Texas?
I was in the big state of Texas, and I was doing the Concacaf Nations League, and I was supposed to go over there, but they didn't have enough fans for the first match. It was 2 play-ins, because
Okay.
Honduras and Costa Rica also got it. Okay. But long story short is, number one, you are so right, Mahit. We definitely do need the mileage. Anytime you're qualifying, anytime you're the host nation for a World Cup, you have an easy path. You have a rite of passage. You don't have to qualify.
100%.
We need the mileage for a number of reasons. So this was
New
a
system,
huge...
new managers, all sorts of stuff.
All
Yeah,
types of stuff.
yeah.
But this match right here, had some pins and knees not until the 61st minute. It was 0-0 TNT. Trinidad are giant killers. Shout out, listen, my heart goes out to Trinidad. You know, we big up the small islands.
Mate,
you know what I'm
we call
saying?
it one a slow burn.
Yeah.
It was a slow burn.
It was a slow burn. My gosh, man.
Burn.
So, Kyle Laren, you know what I mean? This guy's just, all he does is score goals for a national team.
Yeah.
Love Mr. Laren.
Yeah.
61st minute. Cool finish, slotted in the corner, brilliant goal to just give us a little ease.
Yeah.
And then
it was nervous times before that, man.
Oh, Lord,
Pins
no.
and needles before that.
No,
yeah.
let me tell you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, listen first. The stats right here, 16 shots to 6, first of
Yeah.
all. All right, 6 shots on target, 62% possession versus 38% possession. Passing, 517 passes to 338. But, again, it was
took a while to make those stats turn into something solid.
1,000%. They didn't look. They're still looking to find their identity under this new coach.
Yes.
1,000%. We have the cavalry. Guys like Buchanan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a great team. We feel a guy like Jonathan David.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We have some Estacio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we have some fabulous players playing for us.
Some great talent. You just got to make sure they're all they're all moving obviously in the right direction, but you got to make sure they're shining through in the way they need to, right?
And that's it. And that's why they need the mileage together,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Again, we got, of course, you already know about Fonzie in the building. You know what I mean? Fonzie's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But what a match. 2-0 this in Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Shoot. And then it wasn't until the 91st minute or 90 plus minute that we had Schafferberg rifle a shot. Let me tell you, rifle.
Bullet.
Yo, shout out to Schafferberg, came
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
did the thing, you know what I'm saying? Left foot up into the top corner.
This is it.
2-0 victory, but it wasn't as comfortable as it looked. All right.
Mate, again, there's a slow burn in Trinidad. As you said, they're giant killers. They've done it before. Even though Canada did have a winning head-to-head record with them, you can't just take it like, it's an automatic. An automatic win. Nothing like that at all. You cannot take nothing for granted. And as you said, it was slow burn. Not until later on into the match that they started to kind of shine through, and then even at the very end is when they really made it look like the scoreline.
Yeah.
It's a 2-0 win, but it wasn't a 2-0 kind of match. One of those ones.
1,000%. Exactly.
You get that sometimes.
But the good news is we are in the Copa America. Let's go, Canada! But there's a big but.
Not to dampen this, but
please.
They talk about out the frying pan into the fire kind of thing.
Literally. Because this group is crazy. So now let's just wheel back a second. Because we lost the home match against Jamaica, which we're going to get into, who play in the Nations League, right? Because we didn't make it to the semifinals of the Nations League, we lost to Jamaica 2-1 at home, all right? Because of that, we have to jump into
frying pan into the fire.
Group A with the World Cup champions.
Absolutely.
Argentina. Then we got Le.
Yep.
Oh, we got Chile. And Peru.
Yep.
So this Group A is gonna be crazy. Our first match against them is in Atlanta, June 20th.
Yes, indeed.
So
now, sorry, just to touch on that for a second, and some folks ain't gonna like to hear this. You ain't gonna like to hear this, but if you want to see Messi in action, I'm talking to Toronto people right now. Listen, I know you're not gonna like to hear this, but if you want to see Messi in action, June 20th, Atlanta. I'm saying.
I know.
If you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying.
And I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Yeah, 1,000%. So, I mean, this is incredible, though. I mean, Copa America is arguably the second or third biggest tournament in the world.
Yes,
I would say.
Yeah.
You got the World Cup. You got European Championships.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you got Copa.
Yeah.
People might even say Copa is as big as Euros.
I'll put it on there.
I would say, you know what I mean?
I'll put it on par with that. It's
which is also happening this summer, by the way, in Germany.
Yeah. But with Copa America, for the ones who you have like the majority of the World Cup winners playing in that tournament, right? Who I should say, sorry. Let me correct that.
Yeah. Well,
who's holding the most World Cups, right? So you have like the South American teams who are holding the most World Cups. They're playing in that tournament, in Copa America, right? And then obviously with the Euros, you have all the European teams. Now you may see more European teams on the telly, so you get more TV coverage of obviously Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga. Fair enough. However, the Brazilian leagues are flipping amazing. The Argentinian leagues are amazing. So when you get a chance to watch those leagues as well, it's a great thing to watch.
And it's a whole other atmosphere. I mean, my God, that's don't even talk about the atmosphere. Mate. But anyways, I mean, we are here for it. I mean, I'm so excited because at the end of the day, we are through. So this is what it is. Now we have another mountain to climb. Can we qualify? Is the big question.
It's cutting the teeth though.
Yeah.
Like you can't. As much as I'm saying, out the frying pan into the fire. You can't ask for a better practice.
You cannot.
You cannot ask for a better practice than that.
No, I said, when we're talking about the mileage, when I'm talking about getting some mileage under them, experience under them, there is nothing better than jumping into this Group A. So, you know what I mean? It's a glass half full, glass half empty type of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a wonderful test for us. And I truly believe we can qualify. You know, it's going to be tough. We have the potential to qualify. But I mean,
everyone's got a potential because
they're in the group. I mean, Chile, Argentina, obviously, two powers. Don't sleep on Peru. But I mean, that's why we love the beautiful game. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, I'm just excited because we kick off Copa America June 20th in Atlanta against Canada. I mean, against Argentina.
Against the world champions.
The world campeones. So, you know, we ain't studying them. You know, we're looking to qualify second. We have to study them.
But again, even with that though, right? So, as players and obviously as the manager, you're gonna sit down and look at your opponents. So, even as you're studying those opponents, you're learning about for your next matches. Do you know what I'm saying? So, out the frying pan into the fire, but it's a good thing.
No, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. We normally don't get these type of games. So this is what I'm talking about. Normally, you know, we're playing against some Caribbean teams, Central American. We're not really getting this pedigree unless we're at the World Cup, which we were just at, right? So this is fantastic for the program. I mean, things are looking amazing from that standpoint. It's en route to 2026, where obviously we debut. I cannot wait for it. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. Let's go.
So with 2026 in mind. With this practice right here, this sets him up to come out the group in 2026. That's what I'll put on that.
Yeah, amen.
That's what
I'll put on that. Okay,
that's what
all
I'll
right.
put on that one, for
and
sure.
I'm gonna put on that there's an 80% chance that we might be able to get through past Peru and Chile for the second place. That's what I'm thinking. Inshallah. In Middle East, we say Inshallah. That means God willing. All right. So, anyways, let's move on. Let's change. Congratulations to Canada. Let's switch it up right now. All right. I want to switch over to the incredible, which I was down there for.
Yes.
I was in AT&T Stadium.
Nations League.
Semifinals and finals. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Now, real quick though, as far as obviously, I know you stand there, and obviously that's bringing in work and stuff. So I don't want to say anything too off the mark. But I'm never a fan of internationals, and especially internationals during football seasons. I'm not a fan of that at all. You know what I mean? And I make no qualms about that at all. So that's
a whole other conversation. I want to get into that. Anyways, yes.
Having this Nations League competition during the season, so how does it filter it down? Does it water it down? Does it? Because at the same time we have to look at like the players. With the schedules that they have, it's a mad schedule.
No, it is a mad schedule. For the people playing like Alphonso Davies or like Christian Pulisic, who's at AC Milan, or McKinney, you know, playing for Juventus, whatever the case, plays for the US. But I mean, no, it is a mad schedule. But I mean, at the same time, it's one of those things where they're looking to galvanize the national program as well, and they're just trying to figure out when are the best pockets for us to actually play together, because they have to get the mileage. As a team, as a national team, as a national program, they only, the national coaches, managers, they only have a certain amount of time with the players to induce or give their strategies and so forth and see them. So from that standpoint, I understand it, but I see what you're saying because the schedules are crazy because of TV and everything.
Yeah, man.
It's a mad team.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, let's just get into it really quickly.
What do you have in your hand?
Right now, I gotta give a shout out to USA right now. Okay. All right, big shout out to USA. All right, for the finals, right? Because the final match they won against Mexico. They won 2-0 against Mexico to win their third Nations League title. I mean, they're really just owning this thing right now, and it's it's unbelievable because they barely, and I tell you, barely got through against Jamaica in the semifinals.
I was about to say that. You're larging up the champions. I'm going to large up the third place winners. Jamaica. Jamaica.
All day, man. All day, man. Listen.
Medaling in the Nations League. Salute.
Huge,
Jamaica.
Huge for the Caribbean region, and it was unbelievable. And I have to tell you, man, listen, it was gutting because really and truthfully, let's talk about it. Right now, Jamaica should have been in the finals. They were winning 1-0 going into added time literally. It was a 95th minute of added time. All right, there's 5 minutes. Sorry, there's 5 minutes of added time.
Break it down.
Yeah. This is probably 6 minutes. So I think the referee went over a minute, to be truthful.
Into Fergie time.
You know what I mean?
But that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's another conversation. Last corner kick. Christian Pulisic lambasts a corner into the middle. A U.S. player tries to head it in, deflects all weird, and it goes off a Jamaican player's head and into his own net. Scores. I mean, he's having nightmares about this.
Yeah, for sure.
Gutting. I mean, that's how this game could be cruel. Yeah. Because they were winning, and then, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, they should have blown the whistle. But they ended up scoring an own goal, and with that momentum, finally woke up everybody. Because people were like, wow. I mean, the place was crickets. Yeah. You know, first of all, they didn't have a lot of Jamaican fans. There was some U.S. fans there to see them. And they should have lost the game. They played horrible. Jamaica played incredible. They jumped up to an early 1-0 lead. And listen, it was just one of those things where history was going to be a historic win on U.S. soil, but it wasn't meant to be. Went into extra time, and then U.S. won 3-1, went ahead and scored 2 more goals. They won 3-1, and then they came out to the finals against Mexico, and they didn't start the way they started against Jamaica, that's for sure. But we do have to give a huge shout out to Jamaica for winning the third place match against Panama, all right, which is not a slouch. Panama was in the Gold Cup final against Mexico, so it was a massive, massive win. And to be fair to Jamaica as well, they did not have, for that semi-final match, they did not have Mikel Antonio from West Ham, and Damari Gray was on a red card, so he came in for the third place match. And I mean, obviously he's a huge difference maker. So
absolutely.
I mean, Jamaica, without the depth that they had, they were amazing. So amazing.
With that being said, in Jamaica's group for the Copa America, they have Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela in their group with Jamaica.
Say that again. They have Mexico,
Ecuador, Venezuela.
So listen,
and Jamaica
man,
in that group.
I ain't sleeping on Jamaica the way they're playing, man, with the quality they have. So
this is it.
I mean, they're into the Copa America as well, which is absolutely brilliant.
As is the US. Yeah. And you obviously, it's the Copa America this year is in the United States
for the first time.
Absolutely. So you have the US, Uruguay, Panama, and Bolivia. Okay, and then in Group D is Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, and Costa Rica. Ooh. Yeah, man. So it's a nice set of groups, nice set of teams. Out the frying pan into the fire for Canada, but listen, it's football. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible, man. But again, just the fact that we're in a prestigious tournament like this is absolutely brilliant. Yes. So, I mean, and just so I gotta let everybody know, right? I'm Canadian, okay? I want y'all to know that 1,000%. But I have allegiance to US of A because my family, they took my family in. We went over to the US of A. I got lots of family over there. You know what I mean? My parents are now, and my sister are now US citizens. Yeah. So I got love for this country too. But when it comes to the footy, you know what I'm saying? Let's go, baby. Let's go Canada. But I was happy for Canada, happy for the US as well.
He's switching back in the
show. Listen, man. It's like your mother on one side and your father on the next side, you know. All right?
That's it.
So that's what's up. But anyways, that's it. Footy Scoops in the 6th. You know, playing for Copa America.
That is your Concacaf Nations League footy fix.
Right. And Copa America.
Six.